Hey, welcome to Soto Fall. Hi, thank you so much for joining us today. We got an awesome show going on today. Y'all, excuse me, I did not turn my phone off. Don't kill me. So, I am Latoya.
I'm Nakia.
I'm Janet. Oh, excuse me. I'm Janet.
And I'm Toya.
And we have a beautiful guest in the house today, and her name is Eulica.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us, Eulica.
But real quick, what does Eulica mean? What does that mean?
I don't know what it means. My father's name was Eulis, Eulis, and my mother loved that man and named me after him. So I'm Eulica.
Oh,
well, that's beautiful. Then it means love to me.
It was 1970. Everybody's name was kind of had a little non-European, a fling to it. So growing up in Petersburg, there were a lot of Eulicas, Jamikas. It was a lot of us in school together. So it was a theme, I guess.
And then a few years later came all the Toyas.
The Latoya.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, that's good. That means your name means you love your daddy. That's all that means.
I miss him dearly. He passed away in 2016, and I miss him dearly. But he was a very proud man, and he was very proud of me and my accounting career, and so it's a fond memory. But thank you for asking.
That's sweet. Well, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to talk about what we're working on. As you know, we are all virtual assistants. So I'll start it off. I am actually working on a couple of things. I have some new projects for my my client, and she added on a new service. I also have some things I'm working on with myself in the background. I'm working on a presentation that I'll be teaching, and I'm also working on new content for the next year because 2021 is creeping up really quickly. So.
Yes. Okay, I will go next. I am working on nothing. Let me stop. As everyone knows, I had surgery on my shoulder, so I have been in the background doing some back end work, making sure my women-owned certification paperwork is all in and processed, making sure that when it's time for me to come back, I have clients to come back to. So I had a couple clients reach out that want to work with me further. So I've just been chilling.
Nice.
Go ahead, Miss Janet.
Well, I am sort of playing catch up because back in the great old state of Georgia, this old red state that hopefully will be blue today. But anyway, that's another story for another time. I am catch up because I had no internet when Hurricane Zeta decided to come through and bless us. Yes, he did. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm thinking about where I want to go for December and 2021.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And so the four of us that are virtual assistants were all part of a group called the VASL, or the Virtual Assistant Sister Learning Facebook community. So I've been working on content for our community. Yay. No, and the kids probably like, finally.
I feel like the fifth wheel, because I'm not a virtual assistant, but I am a CPA, and what I'm doing is currently preparing for my next conference. Even during COVID, I've had several speaking engagements. Most of them have been virtual, but this one's actually live, social distancing. But it's Charlotte Mitchell's Hey Girl Hey conference, and this is my third year speaking at her conference, and I'm very excited. I'm excited, one, to be out of the house. I have my clothes lined. I'm so excited. My mask ready because I want to get out from behind this desk. I've been stuck. I want to see some human people. Even with masks on, I want to see some.
Let me just say, just shout out real quick, Charvette. We love everything that she
We do.
does. And we're so excited about the conference. We wish we were there, but we are working to be there next year. So we're excited that you're speaking there. And I can't wait for you to come back and share with us all about that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Charvette has been a blessing to my career and my life.
Ooh, amen.
Yeah, she's I speak for her. I do work for her, but she also has poured into me, and so
yes, she will do that because she definitely did that for us.
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Okay, well today, y'all, like Eulica said, she's a CPA, so we're talking about finances and SOPs today, and she is going to jump into that and give us the 101 on how to get that implemented with our business. So you could tell us a little bit about that.
So one thing I would say, speaking to you guys as virtual assistants, I think you're in a unique position, and I don't know if you offer SOP development services as a part of your business, because it's one issue that business owners have is that they call you because they are disorganized or some process is not documented or things aren't working well. But one thing that is needed during audit services, when there's an audit performed for a grant or some kind of loan, if they need an audit, usually the auditor always wants standard operating procedures. Mm-hmm. And one way that you as virtual assistants, one for your own businesses, as you can document your processes, but for your clients, I would even think about get a template together. How do they bring on new people? How do they hire? How do they perform their business? How do they get a contract done? Just documenting those end-to-end processes and then being able to offer areas where they can improve. I think if you're not doing that as virtual assistants, that is something that the accounting community will be grateful for you for, because many businesses are failing because of that lack of organization. Mm-hmm. And you probably even noticed this because when you hire somebody, when somebody hires you for the first time, they have no idea what to give you. They don't know how to coach because they've never documented their processes. So that's something that as a CPA, I would ask that if that's something you're not doing, find a way how you can help them document their process. And the SOPs don't need to be crazy detailed. It could be a one-pager SOP. This is how you key timesheets. This is how you process payroll. It doesn't need to be a full, like when we were working full-time job. It doesn't have to be a full booklet, but just coming out with SOPs for your clients is something that helps them in the accounting process and in the audit. Because one of the issues when things aren't correct in the financial statements, it's hard to find where they went wrong because they don't have consistent ways of doing things. Mm-hmm. So that's my little spiel on SOPs. And even when I'm doing my consulting for business consulting, one of the things that we do is standardized processes. So that is a gift you can give your clients, and it's an avenue for money because that's a full service right there. Because I know even when I hired my first virtual assistant, I'm like, well, what do I tell her to do? Because I never ever I just sat at the computer and started doing stuff, emails, and I would just flow back and forth. But just people are just, they need that structure. So even if they walk away from you, you've left them better.
Right. That's great.
Orderly. But one thing I wanted to talk about, and I have a link that I sent you, is for a free download that I have, and it's called The 10 Things Your Accountant Wishes You Knew. And I've talked about it. If you've been at Charvette's conference, you hear me talk about it a little bit. But I find that every time I come before an audience of entrepreneurs, that there are some things, especially here, we're year in, we're getting ready for the next year, that there are some principles that need to be reiterated. And you guys are just in a special place because you're not only business owners, but you're business owners who touch other businesses. Mm-hmm. So if I get that message to you, I believe it'll be multiplied. And so one thing I always say that we as CPAs, kind of probably every industry, and probably you as virtual assistants, when y'all get together and y'all are not online, y'all talk about the clients. Y'all like, child, they're a mess. But so we CPAs, when we get together, we have lunch.
Hold up. Eulica, to me, Toya, Janet, the kid, we do
I'm
that.
just saying. I'm just saying. So when you get with your colleagues, you kind of talk about, you compare notes. Like for instance, we as CPAs, we talk about, okay, she rolled up in this Range Rover, but she's $21,000 behind on her payroll taxes. We talk about that. I'm just sorry. I seen that purse you had, girl. I've seen that purse. And you're like, girl, can you work out my IRS thing? Girl, it's on your head. It's that Louis bag. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I
Yes,
like
you
it. I
compare
like
those.
it.
Good. So the how, and I'm leading to how I came up with the 10 things your accountant wishes you knew, and that the things that we wish that our business owners that we help would have known. And it's probably even, I would even think there could be a variation for the virtual assistants. But I wanted to share a few key points. If you share that link, they can download all 10 for free. It's a handout and then connects you with me. But I wanted to highlight a few of them for you, just so we can kind of unbootleg our businesses just a little bit, and we can pass that on to our clients.
Okay.
So one, excuse me for reading, for looking down, but my memory, hey. So bookkeeping, number one is bookkeeping should take place all year long, not just when the tax return is due. And so some people don't look for an accountant or have an accounting system in place, and they do not know if they have a profit or loss until February, March, or April of the next year. Unacceptable. So you need an accounting system because you need feedback and information all year long.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know if that client is unprofitable. You need to know if you need to charge them an upcharge. You need to know if they're taking too long. If this client calls you every 15 minutes, we might need to add another fee, because we're talking about profit planning, but you can't plan your profit if you don't know where you are and what you're getting, how much it costs to get it. So I don't know if you have any experience. I don't know how much you guys know about the accounting of your clients. Like, do they have accounting systems? Do they have a systematic way of paying? Do they accept Square? But do you kind of see where it could benefit your business to know that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just to say, hey, I can see why you can't pay me because you don't have no accounting system and you only write checks. You know what I'm saying? So really, I think that the virtual assistant, you're in a unique position to really assess where your client is. So you might refer them to a CPA or bookkeeper, or something, or give them a suggestion of a free tool. Because some programs out there, I think like Wix or whatever, they have a little accounting component to it. Yep. So that might be something that you can suggest to help them get organized, especially if they're falling into financial issues where they don't know what's coming or going and who's paid them, that kind of stuff. They need an accounting system for billing, for invoicing, so they can know on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis where they are in their business. So bookkeeping should take place all year long. Do you know how will Walmart survive if they waited until February to run a financial statement? They would be lost. So even when you see in a business like them changing the store around, or you might see them changing out for seasons, that's because they're looking at their financial data and say, hey, we need to get Christmas stuff out here. We need to, okay, I know it's already, but just imagine if they had waited. COVID is making stuff take longer. So their information is telling them, hey, no, we need to get a lead time on ordering this stuff so we can be ready for Christmas, for the holidays. So bookkeeping takes place all year long. Number 2 is on my no list is don't mix business and personal transactions. That you must maintain separate accounts for banking, credit card, and other financial accounts for every transaction. So that means, ordinarily speaking, you should not be buying groceries for your house out of your business account, and vice versa. You can write yourself a check if you're going to pay yourself some profit or something, or if you have a steady income coming from it. But the mixing of like, well, if I look in your business account and I see that you went and bought you some weave, or it's a mess, and you really don't have. I'm serious.
That's a business expense.
That is a business expense. I am in
So
the
let me ask
It's a liar.
Eulica,
No,
may I
ma'am.
ask this question? So depending, if you are, and I'll take Toya for instance. Toya works in the beauty industry. So if she is working in that industry and she buys weave or something for maybe just to test it out so that she can understand what her client is talking about. Or for me, I work in the entertainment industry.
market
That's
research.
different.
I like
I
that.
might
Different
go.
than it's your business. That's different than if that's your business. But
Okay.
most of us, that's
But
not
if-
our business.
I have a question.
Okay.
When you're bootstrapping your business,
What's
as most of us are bootstrapping our business, whereas we don't have market capital and we don't have funding, we work a full-time job and we put aside a certain amount of money to run our business. Is it beneficial then too to still not commingle?
It should not be commingled. It should be deliberate deposits into your business.
Okay.
Because what'll happen, because remember the number one is the bookkeeping should take place all year long. How do I know my business is profitable if my paycheck is propping it up?
Right.
So no, so if you're putting money in or out of your business, it should be a clear transaction. Yes, I wrote a check or I say check because I'm old. Or I transferred $200 into my business to cover my business license or whatever, and it should show as a contribution of capital from the owner.
Okay.
But if you are using your debit card for business, it's very hard to segregate. So the definition of a well-run business, one of the ones that I give, is that it's organized from the inside out. I should be able to at any time push a button and get my financial report. But if transactions are commingled in there, income and expense, or if your paycheck is kind of, and two, also another thing, if you are using your personal income to prop up your business, that means your business will never sustain itself. But you need to see that $3 in your business account, because that's going to make you get off your butt, go find some clients. But when you see it all together, there's not a sense of urgency because you're kind of propped up, because you don't want to see your business account go too low. But I think you need to see that -3 cents, because that's going to motivate you to go and do, or you might determine that that's not your business. I'm just saying, if you have to go that long, really, and not see a profit, that might not be the business. Something is wrong. Right. Even if you're baking pie, even if today we had no business, let's say, and we say, okay, we're going to start baking pie, we should be making some profit every pie.
Right.
Even if it's $2, $5, whatever it is. So one of my issues I have with clients and people, they get in business with this whole dream without no evidence of profit. And so they keep putting good money after bad. And if nobody might not want that service or product, are you marketing it to the right people?
Right.
But you cannot clearly see that when your funds are commingled.
Whoa! So put good money after bad. So
yeah,
how long do you give yourself to know that?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because
I think it should be profit. I think each endeavor should see some kind of little profit. Now you might in the beginning might have to buy your business license and some things, but you don't get into it. You start small. It's one book that I read a while ago. It's called Little Bets, and you make small changes. So that means you don't need to go and open a whole hair salon today and you have no clients. Mm-hmm. You might need to start in your kitchen, braiding one head at a time, and you expand it as your income is covering the expenses and giving you a profit. So sometimes people are just jumping head into stuff that is one, they don't want to keep up, right, or they don't have a passion for, but they'll just keep fueling it, and it's not successful.
I think that's such a good point you made. I've talked to several business owners in the last few months, and one, bought all this machinery, all these things, and doesn't even have a proven concept. And I just didn't understand, Well, how are they going to do that? Another one overhead is like $700 or $800, and they have no clients yet, and that's the monthly expense is $800 for a business that has not even, you don't have a client yet. And I totally agree with you. We start small and you build.
Yeah, and build from there. And that's why I'm saying if your paycheck can let you sustain that $700 for a minute, and might not even struggle with it. Because you're like, oh, it's okay, we're still floating. But when you see that bank account say $3, you're like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't sign a lease for this place for $700 a month. And
that's right.
This is kind of getting off the subject, but sometimes we confuse busyness or activity with being a good business concept. And what I mean, oh, I signed a lease today. That ain't no testimony. What you telling me? I signed it. I got a copier. Oh, I got this. That's not a business concept. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're profitable. But if we started our pie business, y'all, let's say we started our pie. Each one of us gonna make one kind of pie, and we're gonna bake it in our kitchen. We're gonna make sure that we have the cost covered. Guess what? Even if we got $5 profit, that goes in our pocket. You made it's better. Sometimes people don't want to start out with that small testimony. But the Bible says don't despise small beginnings. And sometimes people are jumping ahead of themselves just for the satisfaction of having activity. So they can say, oh, I signed a lease. I've seen some of that, even in COVID. One person tried to get me into starting a travel business. This is like in February. No, it was like March. COVID was really just getting started. I'm like, where are people going? Like, girl, I'm not trying to be funny, but is that the time? I mean, really. But and then when people are struggling, especially with online business or multi-level marketing business, they think that their family and friends are obligated to support their dream, and you're not. You, as a business owner, a true entrepreneur, is going to look for the profit margin from the beginning. And if someone's trying to pressure you in a business where it's a whole lot of costs up front and not a proven concept, that might not be the best model for you. So I would just say start small, look for the profit in every one, and everything. We can apply this in so many kinds of business, grass cutting, whatever. You just start small. And now we're learning. Look, we're all talking from different locations. Why do we don't necessarily need a physical building to run a business? We do not in this day and time. The economy is teaching us that we don't. So the main point that I was talking about was sugar. I love it. One is just make sure that your business and your business is not being propped up by your personal paycheck, not over the long haul. Yes, we're going to have to make some investments in our business to get things started, but make sure you know at the end of the year, I have contributed $800 total to my business. But if it's mixed in there, you don't know how much you give. You don't know really what the true profit is. You don't know how much you really put in there because you're treating, especially if you're doing it all out of your personal account, you're treating it like another bill. So it's very hard to see where you are. And so that is a big heartburn of myself and other accountants, that we spend a lot of time and we charge extra for that problem clients usually get charged more because it takes time for me to sit and be like, so you bought Kool-Aid? I mean, it takes time. I'm just telling you the truth, y'all.
Oh, real quickly, I want to say thank you so much for joining us, Donna Snyder. So we're so glad to see you, sis. Glad that you're feeling better. And shout out to her because she just made like $2,000 on her business. It was a goal for her. So proud of her. We want to thank you for joining us, Toya of D&M Solutions, D&M Office Solutions. She's a finance lady too. Oh, wow. So she's saying yes to what you're saying. She feels you all the way.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. You need somebody on your side when you're preaching the unpopular word, because people are saying that they're in business, not Kool-Aid. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to read the comments out loud. It's for me to see.
Exactly.
I've seen it, business receipts. They have all kinds of stuff, and I won't even go into like personal hygiene products. But think about it. If you're out and about, you're not segregating that stuff. You're buying your groceries or whatever. But just to be disciplined enough that, like, I have a business debit card and I have a personal debit card, and it's very clear when I'm supposed to use one or the other. Do things get mingled sometimes? Sometimes, yes. But it's easier to separate those onesies, twosies than if you're every week, every day co-mingling. So I hope I answered your question.
I just gotta confess real quick to my beautiful partner, Nakia. I apologize for that gas receipt on the business card, and I apologize for that Wendy's because them two was on there. So I apologize.
Jesus, we're all coming clean today.
Yes, Lord.
And but the thing is, you know it's true transaction, so that lets me know you don't do it all the time.
No, not all the
so
time.
That's easy. That's easy for us to pull out. But if it's day to day, it's been rough. It's been rough. I've been sent bank statements from the personal and business account, and I'm supposed to figure out what's what. I can't do. It's hard. It really is. It really is.
Wow.
So I'm gonna go to number 3.
Okay.
Because it's kind of in the same vein. It's like a 3 or 4 point sermon. As long as so every transaction needs supporting documentation. Every transaction. So if you got
I would like to see that gas receipt.
Yes, we want to see that.
Oh my gosh.
Every transaction needs supporting documentation. So back to the example of contributing money to your business, it should be a actual check or something, a transfer with a note as to why you were putting money in your business. If you're spending money, if you have a lease, you should actually have a copy of the lease. If it's travel receipts, if you're traveling for business, it should actually be the mileage or the gas card. There are apps now that can record your mileage for you. I know QuickBooks Online, they have the phone app, and in there you can actually hit the camera, take a picture of the receipt. Yeah, and it goes automatically into that. You can create the transaction on the fly, so there's no excuse for not recording transactions as they happen and having the receipt. It doesn't always have to be paper, scanned, email. I know when I go to Staples, I always ask them to email it. And so it goes to my business email address. And even QuickBooks had a feature where you could automatically connect it to your account. But you have to get organized enough that you're capturing the documentation for each one of those transactions. And that's another opportunity that I'm talking about for you virtual assistants. That is something that you can help your clients do. You can ask them, how are you capturing your receipts? Where do you keep them? Are you scanning them? Because that's something they might can send to you and you organize for them or put them in a Dropbox or something. I'm giving y'all services. I hope y'all are writing them down.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You might not be an accountant, but you can support. You actually are building the structure for them to run an organized business. So you can ask them. So that could be in your questionnaire, actually. How are you organized financially? How are you do you have a separate bank account? How do you can ask that, are you reconciling? And you might not be do it for them, but you might be able to connect them. This is the service that you need to help them along the way. But every transaction needs supporting documentation, especially when you're trying to go for business grants, business loans. Some people are running nonprofits and they want to they need their financial statements to be audited, and financial statement audits need supporting documentation. Because like I said, because for instance, what we said, she's in the beauty industry, right? So she needs some receipts to say, no, this is what I do. This is actually what I sell. But if nothing is there, I'm gonna say, what you buying weed for? She has no documents. The documents kind of support what the story is.
I'm glad that you brought that up. During the season, during COVID, there's a lot of grants, there's a lot of, loans, even if you want a loan, and business owners are coming to us, they want help with filling out the documentation. And it's okay. Well, where are your documents? Where's your financials? The bank wants that. Oh, yeah. You have to have that for the bank. You absolutely, I don't care if you establish an LLC, that's wonderful, but they want to know your transaction history. That's important.
Exactly. Because they want to know, especially if it's a grant, how are you going to spend this money that I'm giving you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially if your administrative costs are high, you know, so if you trying to get $20,000, but you're gonna pay yourself $18,000, it's gonna be a problem. They want to say, no, I'm buying this for my business. I'm doing training. I'm building my website. They want to know what you spend. So you even know what to ask for. How do you even know how to ask for a business loan if you don't know what your business truly needs to spend, to operate? You know, and so, and that's the mark of, and I'll even talk about when we're small, sometimes we think we can be bootleg. But it's easy when you're small. If you're on, like, if we're in this pie business, this theoretical pie business I just talked about, it's easy now to get organized because it's small. We can set up. Okay, we're gonna send the receipts here. We're gonna scan it. It's easy to create that system before we blow up and have a huge factory. See, our business done grew already. We went from pies, and now we got a factory. But you can do that when you're small. Walmart did not get organized when they got big. Amazon did not get organized when he got big. He was organized day one. Zuckerberg, Facebook, he did not get organized when it blew up all over the world. And now they got algorithms running us, telling us who to vote for. Really, they did not wait until that point to get organized. It was easy for them to get funding, to get support, to get business partners, because then when they say, well, what's your business? Imagine Zuckerberg, nobody knew what a Facebook was. So if he's looking for help and they say, oh, well, show me. He said, oh, look, he had to have it written down. I don't know if it's true, but it had to be. For them to say, yeah, I'll invest. I remember even the young man, so Google allowed their employees, this is back in the day before they grew up, allowed their employees to invest. They said, hey, we need $50,000 or whatever. Can you give it to us? We'll give you ownership. They had to show them, and those employees are wealthy today. So they started, but they were organized from the beginning. Say, hey, when we get this money, we're investing in this. We're doing that. So I just ask just you as virtual assistants. I feel like y'all are like deputizing y'all to go when you're organizing these businesses. They should be more profitable. They should be more organized. So I would expect. So when I expect it, if I see a client come from one of you, I say, oh, they're gonna have their stuff together. They're gonna have their stuff together.
Absolutely. It's a question that I know I don't always ask, you know, as far as the workflow and the SOPs. When you see it right away, okay, I can help you with this, but it's something we definitely can upsell guys. It's something that we should definitely be, you know, like she said, leave them better than when we came. That's something that me and Nakia, you know, we try to do for sure. And if you need any help, Nakia is well versed on these things, helping with the transactions and setting them up and putting stuff in spreadsheets and SOPs. She can definitely help you if anyone needs help.
Wonderful. It is an in-demand skill. I think sometimes we work so much in silos that we don't really look out to see how our part of the puzzle fits in the full scheme of things.
Yeah.
So it's not just getting things done, but we're getting things done to create profitable and sustainable businesses that can go get the loan, that can expand. So I'm excited about the work that you do, and I just see big things coming from those people.
I heard a unique selling point. I heard a USP for somebody: get things done to make profitable and sustainable businesses.
Exactly.
That's great for a VA. Absolutely.
Yes, and that's actually part of my mission statement, my vision. Yeah, but yeah,
okay. Awesome.
We build sustainable businesses, and another aspect that allows for a balanced life. So I don't build businesses that you can't take a nap with. You can't take vacation. It has to be something that is sustainable. And sometimes especially as Black women, we're grinding so hard because we haven't taken time to put those measures in place to ensure that we have a profitable business. We're mixing our finances, so we might not be charging our clients enough because we can't really tell that, oh, I'm really losing money with this client. Oh, I really should just upcharge them a little bit. That blurriness keeps us from really seeing the way forward sometimes.
That's right. Eulica, I know you have to get out of here, and so we will be respectful for your time. But I wanted to go over one more point. Are you done? Are you done with your sermon?
I don't know. Let me stop.
I love the 3 points.
Won't you come? Won't you come?
Hey, Oh, hallelujah. Yes, Lord.
Let me stop playing with the Lord.
Oh, goodness.
So you can tell I'm a church kid.
Yes, me too. Me too. So I know one thing that Nakia brought up in the beginning. We're bootstrapping it. We may not have money to have these separate accounts because it costs $7, $15 a month for that business account. So I know for me, starting out, I went with Aslo because it's online free checking, business checking. So that's when I know, and I know Lily is another one that is also, and I like it because it puts your money in buckets or so for taxes and different things. And so I was wondering, do anybody here recommend any other business accounts that are maybe low cost or no cost to get started?
Well, I don't really, maybe one of the other ladies have. I don't really have any recommendations because it doesn't have to be low cost because your customers are paying it. It should be covered. It should be covered in the services and fees that you're charging.
Okay, but I don't know. I know some people don't have any income, especially because of COVID.
I understand.
So I was just wondering if you knew anything. But I totally understand and agree with you saying.
Yeah, and if you guys do, so maybe that's also a resource you guys could come up with. I think that would be great. Free services for clients, especially those who we are trying to incubate. We're trying to grow them up. That would be a great resource to offer to your community.
I'm with you, Donna, but I totally agree. Even if you don't have any clients and you haven't started a business account, that first client, make sure that you include within the cost, that bank fee, that they are your clients.
And think about it. Most businesses, and we could probably think about 10 different businesses that we can come up with a profit of $5, $7 a month. And we're talking about a month. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you make a strawberry pie, make a blueberry pie. Who else?
Exactly.
And I just want to say, compared to the fines that you'll pay if you don't have this stuff in order, that $12 or whatever a month is well worth scrapping up change to pay, because you want them IRS and all the rest of them alphabet people to come get you. Listen,
you don't want that.
Alphabet people. Yes. And then to get in the habit of creating a profitable business. Stop creating stuff that creates costs without any benefit.
That's right.
So that may have to be in the beginning, but so if your bank account is XYZ a month, or you got a website and it's this, like, I don't know, you can get a website for $100 some a month. You got to create during that first year at least $300 of profit. I mean, not $300, but $300 to cover those costs. So that means you design products and services that cover that.
That's right. Melissa also said Aslo. She used that too, starting out.
Okay, I'm going to write that down. So I would like to make that recommendation when I come to. I use that.
Now, Melissa, as she says, though, it's no bells and whistles. Like, there's no customer service on the weekend. As far as calling it, it's strictly. You got a business account. You do have to have all you have to have your paperwork. Everything is right.
Have your articles of organization, all of it.
But it's real, just straightforward. This
gives you a business account. I mean, and that's great for when you're getting started.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that too is another reason why you need to be organized.
Right.
I mean, you can't afford that thing to go negative because you ain't got anybody to call.
That's right.
But as long as you are, because one of my frustrations is people who, to me, it's limited, they're speaking a limited language. They're worried about the expenses. I'm like, so you want to be an entrepreneur, but you sweating $10. I'm just saying, you need to create, what can you do to bring your guaranteed $10 in a month?
That's right.
That's what I want to talk to you about.
That's right.
And how would you make that 10 times 10 so you can have some money in your pocket too?
And you can create. You really can.
Just
you
like you've been talking to you guys about supporting the accounting industry. Really, there's another whole line of work that you're not making money for, that you didn't even know there was a gap there. And probably, like with the pies, we probably could spice them up. We could mix it. It's always a way to make more money.
That's right.
Even the same audience. Even you don't even have to go find a new client for that.
That's right.
Service. There's so much you can do. But hair industry, I can't even think of a business that does not. And you know how we know it's true? Because we are us brown folk are the number one consumers in the nation.
Yes, we are.
And we support those businesses that run. They don't worry. You think Walmart care about a credit card fee? Nope. We paying it. We pay the insurance. We pay the lights. They cover it in the cost of what they sell and provide to their clients.
And
so we have to get comfortable with it, even with the IRS. Profitable, contrary to popular belief, profitable business pay taxes. It might not always be federal. It might be local. It might be real estate. It might be your gross receipt tax. And they don't sweat it. When I used to be an IRS agent and I told them they owed $300,000, guess what they did? They brought me back. And that meant I couldn't go home. I had to go straight to the office to get it processed. They don't sweat that. Zuckerberg don't sweat that. I'm telling you. So we're talking about small, we're not making that kind of money yet. So we got to get comfortable with that and stop trying to go the route. You're gonna pay taxes. People of color sometimes pay taxes. It don't go well when we try to escape that system.
Right.
Make sure that you're making enough to cover that and still put money in your pocket legally. Do that. We can do it.
Yeah.
that's right. And I love what you said, sis, about basically loyal customers that they'll buy from you again. They'll buy other things.
Yes. Because the VAs are vital. I tell you. And
VAs are vital.
Am I coming up with T-shirts?
Girl, what you said? We're going to go back and listen to this episode so much.
Are vital.
Yes.
And just making sure that you are all, and just say, hey, I have another offering for you to add value to your business. People will pay.
That's right.
Do we not do that? Do we get upset when iPhone comes out with the next version? We'll be like, well, you told us that one. No, we said, we know they're going to deliver value because they have a history of delivery. And this is even when the phone crashed. We don't even remember that stuff. We just say, okay, yeah, the Chrysler broke down, but the new one is out. We're going to go. It's as you build value. And I know I'm getting all off the subject, but I love entrepreneurship. And I love growing profitable businesses for women of color. And I just want us to speak it. And that's the passion of my heart, that we start speaking a different language, that we stop complaining. Because we're the same women that put $300, $400, $500 on our head. Stop complaining about these small things. You can do this. Don't sweat them small dollars. Go make it, pay your business, keep moving. Pay your business bills and keep moving. I just want us as entrepreneurs to elevate the level of the conversation so we can sit at the big tables. Because some of us are doing, think about the couple that does mix, pearl mix. They want Shark Tank. Some of them are raising to that level of excellence in business and getting big profit, but those businesses are not sweating that small stuff. They're not stopping at that and spending. You don't need to spend 3 hours online to look for a bank. Spend 3 hours online working out a business plan and finding customers. You need to spend your time and effort on bringing the money in and making sure that you're curbing. Yes, we want expenses to be as small as possible, but we want to make sure that we're supporting the wealth generation, the income producing activity. So I know I'm fussing, but this is my passion, y'all. This is what you bring me.
I love it, love it, love it. Well, I know it's time, so I'm gonna be good, Toya.
Yes, I truly, truly appreciate everything that you said to me because yes, that is a good way to upsell some new services. But I will have to become my own client and get myself together first. Because some things that you told me today, I definitely need to get a hold of in my business. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, and the beautiful part is that when you get that, you can perpetuate it to your clients. It's not the lesson is just not for you. The lesson, and I'm preaching to myself. Sometimes it's hard for me to charge the higher price. Charlotte was on me for years about raising my prices and she's like, Eulica, you can. So it took me a while because I was serving my people. And I felt like, they should be able to get a CPA for pennies. No, I can't do that. I can't even give you the website you deserve. I can't get my training so I can give you when I'm nickel and dime in my own business.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah. And so I just think that I believe that we're starting a movement, that we are starting a movement for our community. And we look at and this is the last thing and then I'm going to go. But we see, we get upset when we see people come into our communities and put a business there. If your business was already there, they could not get it. And so they're showing you that the way out of this is through entrepreneurship. but we want to half step and think we're going to have different results. The people who come in previous generations, Italians, other people, their kids went to college. That's why you look at the last names of your doctors. That was built through generational wealth through entrepreneurship. And it is important. So really, it is selfish to keep your business small because it doesn't just impact you. It impacts the community as a whole. Because you see, you guys are virtual assistants. That's business to business. So that means when that other business is profitable, you're also profitable. Then you can also find the next business, connecting to others. So I just challenge you to these things. I'm not saying they're not just nice to have, but having an accounting system, being organized, having receipts, that is the operation of a profitable business. And to say different, I think you're just fooling yourself. So even while you're small, it's the time to do your SOPs. It's the time to document process. It's the time to get a virtual assistant, probably because you don't have to pay as much because you only need a few things done. But start growing that thing. Start growing that thing where you are, and it will prosper. It will. All right, that's all I got.
Awesome, yes.
I got
So
an appointment.
y'all hear that? And Learn and Serve. We got a program called Learn and Serve. It's one of our programs in the VSL. And that's one of the things that we start off saying, getting our SOPs done for ourselves. So guys, that's the reminder. We need to go back and we have it, make sure we get our SOPs done for our own self. And then we can help those other businesses do the same.
Exactly.
That's
I
right.
love it. I love it.
Yes.
I love the mission. I love you guys' purpose. And I love the whole spirit of even this call. I think it's great. And just Black women supporting women, because we be hateful sometimes.
Yeah.
And so this is really just I think it's an opportunity for us to minister to our community in a very special way. And
That's
not
right.
that we're just serving ourselves. We want all money.
Right.
But just making sure that we are taking care of each other. And that doesn't mean we're giving each other a hookup, but we're challenging each other. You need to, hey, sister, okay, you're a little raggedy. Let's next year we're gonna do a little bit better. And it's okay to do that. It's okay.
Yes. All right. Well, we thank you so much, Eulica. We know you got to go, so we'll let you go ahead and
thank you.
Love
You. If you provide the link to folks, they can connect to me. I'll get your email address and I'll let you know where I'm gonna be, what I got going on, and I just love you. So have a good day.
You too. Bye, sis.
Miss
Bye-bye.
Janet,
Go ahead, sis.
Miss Janet, will you do our exit?
Oh, hold up. She had to go. We got a few minutes, right?
Okay.
I want to say that I have been thinking about the bootstrapping thing all wrong because I have it where my paycheck is divided into three.
Okay.
And so one goes to savings, one goes to checking, and one goes to business. And I need to revamp that because maybe I am putting too much money towards I'm throwing money at my business that I don't need to be throwing there.
That's I think we all have to assess. And like for us who don't have the job anymore, like I did up until a couple months ago, I had to reassess. It was easy to pay that $150 to for our Go Kiss or whatever. And I had to reassess. I gotta be making more money to cover these in my business, period.
Yeah. And I finally finished my year-end ledger and it's like, okay, I spent too much on this and not enough on this, but it's because I was I had a different mindset because I had the job.
Right.
So I need to change my mindset, not because I don't have a job, but just change my mindset so that my thinking is different, being that I'm thinking ahead.
That's right. And I totally agree with her. Every endeavor, no matter how small, it should be profitable. You know what I'm saying? If you have this customer and she has all the software, whatever, that's fine. But it has to be profitable. You have to make money out from each endeavor, period. So I really appreciate her business basics. To me, it was just really basic financial information. Absolutely.
Love her spirit too. She's really nice.
I can't wait for her to come back. Janet, what you got to say, sis? I know y'all been over there. Stuff to say.
I don't have nothing to say because I got things all the way messed up.
Really?
I just.
What do you? Okay, for me, I understand that before you start business, you got to be profitable. But there's some things that I just really wanted done before I was profitable, and that was
and that's what I was saying too. I know I have to have these softwares and I know that I like certain things to be a certain way. So I'm not, saying, hey, I gotta have this many clients to get it. I'm bootstrapping it in.
Right.
And I need to stop doing that.
Right. But for me, for example, it was important for me to have what was it? Oh, my website. For me personally, I wanted my website done. I did it myself, so it wasn't the best website in the world, but I wanted that done and hosting. So I could easily have people have something to look for. You don't have to have that to start your business, but that was something that I wasn't going to really start until I had a website up, And so my ongoing cost of the time for that was probably, I don't know, $5 a month. I think you have to put things in perspective. I mean, you need to have you have a plan, some type of marketing or something before you have, but it doesn't have to cost. It really doesn't, And when I did finally get a client, having my way to collect money, I mean, the CRM, it was inexpensive to me. I thought it was a low business cost, so that was important to me. And even if I started over today, that's what I would do. I definitely would get some way to be able to collect money and manage my clients, notes for your clients or something like that. So I probably could have just did that with which I think I did because I didn't know about Dubsado. I did that with G Suite. I used a spreadsheet and stuff, G Suite, so that was $6 a month. So that was when I started out, I paid about $11 a month when I started my business.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think you got all the way wrong, Janet?
Is it the commingling? Yeah, that's hard. Because I'll pull out a debit card in a minute and I'm not paying attention to which debit card it is. The other day I did that.
Not even that. It's just, I don't know. It's like everything she was saying just was like, no, you're not doing that. No, no. And I don't know if it was coming so fast and there wasn't no breaks in between.
Oh,
it just seemed like no.
Wow.
So that's how my brain just received it all.
Wow.
And then that's when I asked the question about the entertainment, because I know for some of the things that I do, sometimes I dress up. So if I buy a wig or something, depending upon if it's a fashion event or sometimes the entertainment events be like wear a costume or something like that. Why can't I use that if I bought that particular fabric or whatever for that?
You
So
can.
You can.
Yeah, you absolutely can. That's definitely a business expense for what you do.
Like I said, everything when she kept saying it just was like no. So it just I don't know if it was just coming too fast or it just wasn't. I wouldn't say because she explained everything. It's just my brain was like, oh no, you ain't been doing none of this.
Well, but it did come fast. This is 30 minutes. I mean, it did come fast. So yeah, it just takes time to process these things.
But too, I know last year we used QuickBooks, but this year we're using a spreadsheet. I put notes in the spreadsheet as to what we spent it on. So that if we do get called out because we are trying to be woman-owned certified and doing certain things and they're looking at our financials, there's a reason beside it. So that they have the justification as to why we spent this.
Fantastic. Thank you. Awesome. Well, I thought, they have a comment. Let's see. I thought it was very, very great business basic financial stuff. Let's see.
So sad I'm going to miss the conference now.
She said, you're not doing it wrong. You are learning. That's right, Toya. Thank you. She's always the voice of right there. That's that Toya power. She's always the voice of reason. She's absolutely correct. She's absolutely correct, Janet.
You're
absolutely. Right. Yeah, and as we learn and as we need to tweak things, we say as you know better, you do better and all that. Yeah. I think as we kind of learn, we just kind of tweak things. It's okay. Like I love watching LaToya where she's and then you'll see her in co-working and she'll make her little changes.
Oh, that's how you do that.
Yeah. So we're all learning, we are all learning and we just tweak as we go along. So fantastic. Well, I guess that's our time. So we are doing better about sharing great services and products and all that jazz. So today we're going to share this guy right here. Can you tell us a little bit about this chick, Toya?
Oh, this chick right here. Hi. Y'all, that is me. I am the owner of Eulica Services, where we are helping the beauty industry create freedom and flexibility. So definitely hop on my site, take a look around. I made it myself. Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes, she is part of the beauty industry and she does a fantastic job with all things social media and making it pretty, pretty. So check out Ayoto Services for sure. Yes, yes, yes. Anything else? All right. Well, take us.
Take us away.
Well, make sure to catch us here every Tuesday at 4 p.m. And also, please like, subscribe, share, tell someone, bring someone. Join us every Tuesday at 4 p.m.
Yay.
Yes.
It was so good to see you back. Woo-hoo-hoo. Amen. Yes. Love y'all. Bye.
Have a good week.